Hey guys, welcome to a new video. In this video we're going to be making procedural aim down sight system, not relying on any animations, but instead we're going to be making it with the control rotation. This is going to be a AGR method, meaning that we are going to be using AGR. It's a free plugin, I would highly recommend it. It's really versatile, really good. So yeah, let's get started with the video. First thing we want to do is go into edit and then go into plugins. We want to be enabling AGR. So once you enable that, restart your engine. I'll be back with you when the engine is restarted. Alright, once the engine is restarted, by the way, this is just a default third person template. I can show you if you press play. It's just a default third person template, nothing too special going on here. And what we're gonna do is we are actually gonna go into our third person blueprint first of all, and I'm gonna be putting the spring arm a little bit closer so you can see it a lot better once we're doing it. So yeah, like this. I'll probably raise it a little bit more, like so. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is go into our mesh and then go into our animation blueprint. Right. So animation blueprint. Take the AGR core anim instance. Make sure you take the right skeleton, which is this one. Create. Let's call it ABP. I'm just gonna be calling it procedural look around. Let's open that up. So we're just gonna be setting up a default, check this out, we have 0, okay, this is just a default one. Alright, so we're just gonna be putting this in. Once again, if you have your own state machine, just you can just plug it in the way you want to, but for me, I'm just gonna be using it as this. Because I'm not going to be setting up a whole animation blueprint from scratch, like so. Now that we have this set up, what we're going to do is actually grab our, if you go into the event graph and then you go into aim offset, you're going to have a little variable which is called final aim offset. Drag that out and then split the struct pin. This will be our looking around of the character. So our Y is up and down and our X is going to be left to right. So to make sure that we actually look around with the character procedurally, we're actually going to be using the bones that come with the character. So we are going to be using spine 1, spine 2, spine 3. We can use spine 4 and 5 as well. This is an updated character, but we'll still use it. The older UE4 mannequin doesn't have 4 and 5, but I'll do it for this guy, and then if you're working with older skeleton, just don't plug in 4 and 5. And then we're also going to be using neck, which is neck 1 and neck 2. Also, older one doesn't have neck 2, so just so you know. Alright, back into the animation graph. What we're actually going to be doing is we are going to be taking the Y, we're going to say map range clamped. Oh, if you want to turn off this annoying debug data, what you can do is go into edit, editor preferences, and just type in tooltip, and you can enable pin value inspection tooltip. This will just disable the annoying thing that always happens. Alright, once this is done, what you can do is we're actually going to be saying from what we're gonna do is say like from negative 45 to 45. We want him to rotate minus 30 to 30. What it will mean is when he's looking down 45 degrees to when he's looking up 45 degrees, it will turn the spine negative 30 and 30 down. We're going to be taking this and we're going to be setting it to a macro. Call it M and say get spine rotation values, like so. Drag it up here, and what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take the output and we're gonna say for each spine point we're actually gonna be, because if you look at the character, right, we want to have for each spine point we want to have a different variable, so we want to have 7 in total, right? So what we're gonna do is just grab this. So this one is for our spine 1, and then we'll have another one for our spine 3. Alright, so we have this guy. We're just gonna copy this for our spine 3. Now for our spine 2, we're just gonna be using the normal value. So let's just start from top. So this one is going to be the spine 1 rotation Y. Then we'll drag one of this guy in, the normal value, and let's say spine 02 rotation Y. Then for the third one it's gonna be this guy. Once again, the divided by 5 value. So spine 03 rotation Y. For our fourth and fifth value, which are the top ones, they don't move quite a lot, so we're just gonna say divided by 2, which is gonna be spine 04 rot Y. And then for the last one, we're actually gonna be dividing this by, let's say, 7, because the top one doesn't have to move almost at all. And we're just gonna be saying spine 5 rot Y. These are just values that I use. It doesn't mean that you have to use them. I just like I just use these values. You can always tweak these depending on what you want and what looks good for you. But these are just the values that I kind of use. So back into the event graph. Now you have this little macro here. And let's also say like get spine rotation values for the rotation of Y, because we're going to be copying this for the X as well. And what you do then is just right click on each pin and just say promote the variable. So spine 1, spine 2, spine 3, spine 4, and spine 5, like so. And you can always just, you know, clean this up a little bit if you want. I'm actually going to be putting it below the animation graph just because it looks a little bit nicer. And just say like that. Drag this guy down. Okay. Just gonna quickly clean this up. If you don't want to do this, that's fine. We also need our neck value, which I kind of forgot. So let's go back in here. For our neck, we don't want the neck to move a lot, but it will probably be the same as this value. So what we're gonna do is actually drag this guy in again. Let's say neck 01 rotation Y. And then for our neck 2, we want to drag this out again, and let's say divided by 5. And drag that in. Say neck 02 rotation Y. Alright. Go back into the event graph. Save these guys as variables as well. So neck 2 and neck 1. Drag that like so. And like so. If you guys hear a child in the background, it's my child. He's just playing around. He's quite loud, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, so once that is done, we can actually go into the animation graph now. we can save from this to component, local to component, like so. What this local to component is just so you can add procedural animations to the current animations. Then from here we want to have a transform modify bone, like so. And we want to have 7 in total. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we want to have 7 in total. Let's just copy this. Actually, let's set up 1 and then we can just change the bone. So we're going to be setting it to spine 0, 1. Get rid of the translation pin. Let's get rid of the scale pin. For the rotation, it's going to be add to existing in component space, like so. We're just going to be copying this 7 times. So 1, 2, 3. Let's drag this back. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, like so. There you go. Drag that there. There you go. Now we have 7 pins for the different spines. So what we're going to do is just, this is spine 1. Let's set this up to be spine 2, spine 3, spine 4, spine 5. Then we have neck 1 and neck 2. Alright, compile and save. Now for rotation, we actually need to split the struct pins. So split all of them. And for our rotation on the Y, it's actually going to be the roll value. So we can drag out our spines, rotation pins, put it into the X. So that's spine 1, this is spine 2, I'm sorry. This is spine 3, spine 4, spine 5, neck 1, and neck 2. Alright, once that's set up, you can already look into the game. Oh, first you need to set up the AGR to the character component. So just AGR and a master, like so. Now if you write the animation blueprint, we also need to set up the animation blueprint to it. So the procedural look around, like so. It still has an error because this, I don't know why this matters, but let's just set it to the many so it doesn't bug out. Alright, compile, save, play. If we walk around, it works still. Now if we look, alright. One thing I noticed is the value that we have, I kind of forgot to do this. If you go back into the macro, from these values, it actually is inverted. So what you want to do is take this and say multiply by -1. Okay, now we want to drag that into each and every one of these because it's a negative value. Otherwise, yeah, you'll have inverted controls. Maybe you want that, but for this tutorial I'm not going to be doing inverted controls. Now if you look down, it looks down. If you look up, he will look up. If I go into F8, you'll see that every bone has kind of like a different rotation, which is a little more realistic. One thing I did notice is it turns quite a lot on the spine 1, so we can always tweak that value. So if you go to spine 1, you can say, oh, it's this spine 2 probably. That is rotating quite a lot. So let's grab this guy. Also say like divided by 5. Let's check it out now. Yeah, that looks a lot better. There you go. So if you look down, you can look up. Once you have that set up, the next thing we're gonna do is the X, and the X is quite simple, honestly. What you're gonna do is you're actually gonna go into the event graph, and you're actually gonna be copying the macro that we already have. And we're just gonna be calling get spine rotation values for the rotation X this time. And what that is going to be is, we can leave this the same. You can tweak this if you want. But for the outputs, we're actually going to be calling everything rotation X. So let's say the Y is going to be X, spine 2, X, spine 3, X, spine 4, X, spine 5, X, rotation X, and neck 2X, like so. Once you have that, go back into the event graph. After this line of code, we're just going to be grabbing the rotation X values, and also, once again, saving all of them as variables. You'll have a lot of variables, guys, but I mean, you can make them into rotators and combine them, but I like to do it this way. That way you have a little more control over everything. So spine 1, spine 2, spine 3, 4. Like I said, guys, you can always change this into a rotator, combine the different rotations. I just like doing this. Gives me a little bit more control over every variable, and also makes it a little more readable. So, but you just do whatever you see fit. Alright, once it's cleaned up, as you can see, I just cleaned up using some reroute nodes. Go back into the animation graph. We're going to be grabbing the X values now, so spine 1, and it will go into the Z value. So this is 1, this is 2, this will be 3, this will be 4, this will be 5, this will be neck 0, 1, and neck 0, 2, like so. And now if you go into game, you'll see that if you look right or left, oh right, no. One more thing I kind of forgot to do is this needs to be the X value, not the Y value. I'm sorry, kind of forgot that. This needs to be the X value. Very important. And now it's inverted again because this doesn't use normalized values. So we're just going to be deleting this multiplied by -1. Now you can just drag them in again. Like so. And now if you press play, if you look left, character will look left, look right, he will look right. For my purpose, I'm just going to be making it a little more exaggerated, so I'm going to say -50 to 50. I'm also going to set this to be like -60 to 60. Press play. There you go. And now he looks around a little bit more announced. Alright guys, quickly before the video ends, I kind of want to show you guys how to make them a little bit more smooth, because this is very harsh. The way you can do that is if you take the end values of the divides, you can put it into a f-interp 2. Just plug this into the target, then this one is going to be spine 1 on the X, so spine 1 on X. And then you just say get world delta seconds. And then for the interp speed, I like to save it to a variable, call it ik interp speed. I'm gonna set the default value to like let's do very slow. Let's set it to like 2 for a second. Alright, and then you just drag that in like so. And now what you can do is basically for each and every one, you can put this into it. It will make it very It will be very cluttered in here, but it's kind of the thing with these nodes. Let's try to clean it up a little bit. So this is gonna be spine 2, spine 3, spine 4, spine 5, spine 6, neck 1, neck 2, like so. And then you just go right here and say, alright, so this is 1, then this is the second one. It's actually, I'm sorry guys, yeah, I hope you just like get the gist of it, you know. So this one goes into there, this goes into there, this guy goes into here. Then for the neck 1 it was default value, and then from this like so. And then for delta seconds, just grab the delta, just drag it into each one of those. Like so. And now if you look on the X, it's going to be a lot smoother when you turn around. As you can see, you can also make this faster, you know, you can tweak this interrupt speed value. If I set it to like 15, he's going to be a lot quicker. As you can see, he's a lot quicker. I kind of just want to show you guys how to do that, so yeah, let's get back into the video. But yeah guys, that's basically how you set up the procedural aim down sight. This way you won't have to rely on any animations, and also the top corners and stuff will always have a proper setup. But yeah guys, that was it for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.